The morning after the incident at the training grounds, Briarwood High buzzed with a strange, electric tension. Whispers followed Aurora down every hallway. Some students stared with fascination, others with fear, but most with confusion, because Liam, the cold, distant alpha in training, was suddenly acting like a guard dog who had imprinted on one person. And that person was Aurora. He shadowed her every step, silent but alert, shoulders tight, eyes scanning the halls as if expecting an attack. That alone was enough to spark a wildfire of rumors. But then something happened that none of them expected. Just before lunch, the door to Aurora's math class opened, late into the period, and the entire room stilled. A boy walked in, tall, effortlessly attractive, with dark hair falling into pale silver eyes that looked ancient. He handed the teacher a note. She read it, frowned, then nodded him inside. "Class, this is Kai Rowan. We have a new transfer student." A murmur moved across the room. Aurora felt it instantly, an energy shift, a strange pressure in the air. Her wolf stirred uncomfortably. Kai's eyes flicked to her. And for a moment he smirked, not a friendly smirk, but a knowing one. The kind that said, "I know who you are." Aurora's breath caught. Liam was already waiting for her in the cafeteria, sitting alone, something he never did, saving her a seat. The moment she approached, he stood, opening his jacket slightly, as if shielding her from the world. But then Kai walked in, and the entire cafeteria froze. Kai's gaze locked on Aurora again. This time, Liam noticed. "Don't look at her," Liam growled under his breath, voice low and dangerous. His wolf pushed forward, vibrating under his skin. Kai raised a brow. "Relax, alpha in waiting. I'm not here for a fight, not unless you force one." "Who are you?" Liam demanded. Kai smiled the way predators smile before striking, someone who knows her real bloodline. Liam stiffened. "You don't." But Kai stepped closer, too close, and whispered just loud enough for Aurora and Liam to hear. "I know her mother's wolf." Aurora's heart slammed against her ribs. Liam's chair screeched violently backward as he stood. "How do you know anything about her mother?" Liam snarled. "Because," Kai said softly, "I was there the night her mother disappeared." The room erupted in gasps. Aurora's vision blurred. Shock, confusion, a strange flicker of fear. But Liam moved before anyone could breathe. He grabbed Kai by the collar and slammed him onto a lunch table, silverware scattering across the floor. Students screamed. Teachers shouted. But Liam didn't loosen his grip. "You stay away from her," he growled. "I swear by the moon goddess, if you drag her into this." Too late, Kai choked out, smiling through the pressure on his throat. "She's already involved. Because the same thing that hunted her mother is coming for her next." Aurora's stomach dropped, the cafeteria spun, her wolf whimpered. And then, the fire alarm exploded into life. Lights flashed. Students screamed and scrambled. In the chaos, Kai vanished. Just disappeared. Outside, as students scattered across the field, Liam grabbed Aurora's hand and dragged her behind the gym building, away from everyone else. His breathing was sharp, frantic, nothing like the composed alpha he pretended to be. "He shouldn't know any of that," Liam said, voice breaking. "No one should." "What's happening?" Aurora whispered. "Why did he say he knew my mother?" Liam looked at her, really looked at her, like he was breaking inside. "Because there are secrets about your family I haven't told you," he said. "The kind of secrets that can get you killed." Aurora's pulse stilled. "Liam, what are you hiding from me?" He swallowed hard. "Aurora, your mother wasn't just a wolf. She was." But before he could finish, the wind shifted. Aurora smelled it too. A scent, cold, wrong, unnatural. Something was watching them from the tree lean behind the school. Liam pushed her behind him instantly. "Stay close," he said, voice shaking with the weight of something he'd been holding back far too long. The branches rustled. A shadow moved. Then, a shape emerged from the woods. Massive, dark, not fully wolf, not fully human. Aurora's blood froze. Liam's voice dropped into a terrified whisper. "No. Not here. Not now." But the creature stepped forward, eyes glowing the same silver as
Kai's.
Aurora stumbled back. Liam, what is that? Liam swallowed, stepping in front of her, hands trembling. That, he said, eyes never leaving the creature, is the reason your mother disappeared. Monday morning arrived with a strange, electric heaviness in the air. It didn't feel like a normal school day, more like the calm before a storm no one could see, but everyone could feel. Students whispered before Aurora even reached the hallway. Heads turned. Conversations dropped the moment she walked by. At first, she didn't understand. Then she saw it. A big, bold message written on the main hallway board. The Alpha heir has a new pet. Her name is Ariana Blake. Some students laughed. Others looked confused. A few looked jealous. Aurora froze, her stomach sinking. Before she could react, Liam stepped into the hallway. The moment his eyes landed on the message, the temperature seemed to drop. His jaw flexed, and the wolf in him stirred so violently it showed in the darkening of his eyes. Everyone went silent. Then he walked straight toward her, ignoring the stares, ignoring the whispers, ignoring the girl who tried to touch his arm. He didn't slow down. He didn't look away. He went to Aurora like she was the only person he could see. Who did this? He demanded, his voice dangerously calm but trembling underneath with barely controlled fury. Aurora swallowed. Liam, it's fine. Let's just... It's not fine. His tone was low, protective, angry on her behalf. Someone is trying to humiliate you.
Or scare you.
And they think they can use me to do it. A few students gasped. Someone whispered, "Why is he so defensive?" Another added, "Are they together?" Aurora felt her cheeks warm, but Liam stepped closer, shielding her with his body as if blocking the world from touching her. She moved back slightly, but he moved with her, close enough for her to feel his warmth, close enough for the tension between them to shift into something dangerous. The kind of tension that made her heart pound, the kind the entire hallway could feel. Just then, Bianca, Liam's ex, the girl every teacher adored and every student feared, marched forward with her little entourage. "So it's true?"
Bianca said loudly.
"You're ditching your own kind to chase after her?" Liam's eyes snapped to hers, glowing with a warning that made even Bianca shrink. "I'm not chasing anyone," Liam said, voice firm. "But I protect what matters." Bianca scoffed. "And she matters to you? A human? A nobody?" Aurora flinched. Liam noticed immediately, his entire body tightened in response. He moved even closer to her, his hand hovering near hers without touching, like he didn't trust himself not to hold her hand in front of everyone. "She's not a nobody," he said quietly, but loud enough for the entire hallway to hear. "She's the one person you should never underestimate." The hallway exploded with whispers. Aurora's breath caught. She didn't know why those words affected her so deeply, but they did. Bianca's face twisted with jealousy. "Careful, Liam. You're ruining your reputation." "Then it deserves to be ruined," he snapped. Bianca gasped. Aurora stared at him, shocked, confused, overwhelmed. And then something small but intense passed between them. A look. A pull. A moment that felt too raw to be happening in public. Just then, the principal ran toward them, shouting about vandalism and school property, breaking the moment instantly. Students scattered, but Liam didn't move. He turned to Aurora again, voice softened. "Ignore them. Don't let them get in your head." Aurora tried to smile, but the weight of the rumors, the stares, and Bianca's venom still clung to her. Then Liam leaned slightly closer, so close only she could hear him. "You're not alone," he whispered, "and I'm not stepping back from you, no matter what they say." Aurora's heart fluttered, unwanted but unstoppable. He didn't touch her, but he didn't have to. The tension between them was already louder than any rumor. The rest of the school day moved painfully slow. Everywhere Aurora went, whispers followed. Every classroom, every hallway, even the cafeteria. Some students stared with curiosity, others with jealousy, a few with open hostility, especially the werewolves loyal to Bianca. By lunchtime, Aurora wanted to crawl into a hole. She slipped out of the cafeteria and headed toward the courtyard, the quietest place on campus. She needed air. She needed space. She needed to think. But the moment she sat on the bench under the old oak tree, footsteps approached.
Not just any footsteps. Confident.
Controlled. Familiar. Liam. He didn't ask if he could sit. He simply lowered himself onto the bench beside her, leaving only inches between them. Too few inches. Aurora stiffened. You're going to make things worse if people see us together. They already saw more than enough this morning, Liam answered, eyes fixed ahead. Hiding now won't change anything. Aurora looked away. I didn't ask for you to defend me. I know, he said calmly. That's exactly why I did. The words hit harder than she expected. Liam finally looked at her, really looked at her, with eyes that held something intense, something dangerous, something he was clearly trying to fight. Those rumors, they meant to hurt you. And I don't tolerate anyone hurting things. He stopped, corrected himself. Anyone I care about. Aurora's breath caught. Care about, she whispered. Liam exhaled sharply, as if he'd said too much, as if one wrong word would destroy every fragile line he'd been trying to respect. Before Aurora could speak again, a sharp voice sliced through the air. Well, isn't this cute? Bianca. Of course. She stood with her arms crossed, two other she-wolves flanking her like guards. Her eyes sparkled with cruel amusement. I warned you she'd ruin your reputation, Liam. Now look, you're skipping lunch to babysit her. Liam stood immediately, placing himself between Aurora and Bianca in a way that was not subtle at all. Aurora's heart thudded. Bianca's smile sharpened. Why so protective? Afraid your little human might break? Liam's wolf surged beneath his skin. Aurora could practically feel it through the tension rolling off him. I'm warning you, Bianca, he said. Stay away from her. Bianca laughed. Or what? You'll fight me? For her? A challenge crackled between them. Wolf against wolf, but Aurora sensed something strange.
Fear.
Not from Liam, from Bianca. It made no sense, not until Bianca said, You're getting reckless, Liam. The elders won't like this. Protecting a human? Acting like she's special? Liam's voice dropped, dark and cold. She is special. Aurora froze. Bianca's face twisted. You're losing control. Everyone sees it. Do you think the council won't? Do you think they'll just let you throw away your future for her? That's enough, Liam snapped. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. His wolf bled through every syllable. Bianca stepped back, rattled for the first time.
Fine.
But don't say I didn't warn you when this blows up in your face. She turned and left with her entourage. Silence lingered in the courtyard. Liam didn't sit back down. He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated, tense, struggling with himself. Aurora stood and touched his arm lightly. You didn't have to do that. He stared at her hand, then at her. I didn't have a choice, he said quietly. Not anymore. Her chest tightened. Liam, what's happening to you? He stepped closer, so close she felt his breath warm against her forehead. I'm trying to stay away, he admitted, voice raw. But every time someone looks at you wrong, touches you, or even talks about you, something inside me snaps. His eyes flickered, glowing softly. Aurora, I'm losing control around you. She swallowed, pulse racing. Why? Liam hesitated, fighting the truth with everything he had. But then he whispered, almost broken. Because I think my wolf already chose you, and I don't know what that means yet. Aurora's heart stopped. Before she could respond, the school bell rang, snapping the moment like a thread pulled too tight. Liam looked away first. We should get to class. But his voice trembled, and Aurora knew. Nothing would ever be the same after this. The final bell of the day echoed through the halls like a release of pressure, but Aurora felt anything but relieved. Liam's confession, his wolf possibly choosing her, replayed in her mind over and over, making her chest tighten with fear and something dangerously close to longing. She walked toward her locker, hoping to escape before more rumors started, but the moment she turned the corner, she stopped dead.
A group of students stood gathered around her locker, whispering. Then they stepped aside, and Aurora's entire world tilted. Because carved into the metal door of her locker, deep, precise, too perfect to be human, was a symbol. A glowing crescent, burning faintly with silver light. A mark she had never seen before, but somehow recognized. Who did this? Aurora whispered. A teacher approached from down the hall but froze the moment he saw the mark. His face going pale. Impossible, he breathed. That symbol hasn't been seen in. Before he could finish, Liam appeared. Not walking. Not running. Materializing almost instantly, as though his wolf dragged him the second Aurora felt fear. His eyes locked on the carved crescent. The hallway lights flickered, his wolf surged so violently he had to close his fist to keep his claws from showing. Who touched her locker? Liam growled. Nobody answered. Everyone backed away. Aurora stepped closer to the mark, her fingers shaking. Liam, what does it mean? He swallowed hard, too hard. That symbol, he said, voice low and rattled, is from a bloodline that doesn't exist anymore. Aurora's pulse quickened. What are you talking about? Liam turned to her slowly, eyes burning with fear and something like awe. It's called the lunar crest, he whispered. It appears only for wolves touched by the moon goddess herself. Aurora shook her head. But I'm not a wolf. Liam hesitated, then stepped closer. He gently reached for her wrist. Aurora, what I'm about to ask might sound insane, but have you ever felt pain here? A burning pulse. Anything strange? She frowned, confused. No. Why would I? Then she froze. Last night, a sharp pain. Right on that exact spot. The one she ignored. Aurora slowly pulled back her sleeve. Her breath hitched. Liam's heart stopped. Because there, faintly glowing beneath her skin, was the same crescent symbol. Smaller, softer, but unmistakable. The lunar crest. Aurora stumbled backward in shock. No, this can't. I'm not. You shouldn't have that mark, Liam said, voice cracking. Only wolves of ancient bloodlines carried it. Bloodlines wiped out centuries ago. Aurora shook her head rapidly. Liam, I'm not from any bloodline. I'm human. My mom was human. My dad. Liam cut her off gently. Aurora. Humans don't bear this mark. They can't. The hallway buzzed with whispers. Is she turning? Is she a hybrid? Is she cursed? Is she dangerous? Aurora backed away, trembling. This is a mistake. I didn't choose this. I'm not. Liam reached out and caught her hand. Aurora. His voice softened in a way that silenced the whole hallway. You're not dangerous. You're not cursed. He looked at her wrist again, eyes darkening with something ancient. You're something legendary. Aurora stared at him, frozen. What does that mean? Liam lifted her wrist carefully, reverently, as though touching something sacred. It means, he whispered, you're connected to the moon goddess. In a way that hasn't happened in over 100 years. Aurora felt her world collapse around her. But I'm human, she insisted again. Liam shook his head slowly. No, Aurora. Humans don't receive the lunar crest. He stepped even closer, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper only she could hear. And the last person who bore it, he swallowed, became the mate of an alpha powerful enough to change the world. Aurora's chest tightened. Her life. Her identity. Everything she believed. Liam held her gaze, eyes full of fear, and something warm. Aurora. This mark didn't just appear. Someone awakened it. He glanced around the hallway. And someone is trying to take you because of it. Aurora felt tears burn her eyes. Why me? Liam cupped her face gently, hesitantly. Because you're not who you think you are. Her breath shattered. And now, Liam whispered, pulling her close, I'm the only one who can protect you. The hallway gasped. Aurora stopped breathing. Because for the first time since all this began, the school's hallway emptied faster than Aurora had ever seen, students scattered, whispering frantically, stealing terrified glances at her glowing wrist. at the mark that shouldn't be possible. Liam didn't give them another glance. His focus stayed locked on Aurora. "Come with me," he said, voice firm but gentle. Not a command. A plead. He didn't wait for approval. He simply placed a steadying hand on her back and guided her away from the staring eyes. Aurora felt numb. Her body moved, but her mind spun with impossible questions. The lunar crest. Connected to the moon goddess. Not human. None of it made sense. Liam led her into an unused classroom, shut the door and locked it. The moment the latch clicked, Aurora felt the air shift. Thicker, heavier, charged with something powerful. Liam turned to her slowly. For the first time since she met him. He looked uncertain. "Aurora," he said softly, "I need you to trust me right now." She swallowed hard. "I don't know if I trust myself." He stepped closer, his voice barely above a whisper. "Then trust me for you." Aurora's breath trembled. He gently lifted her wrist again, studying the mark glowing under her skin. "It shouldn't be possible," he murmured. "The last person to carry the lunar crest died over a century ago. Her bloodline was wiped out." Aurora pulled back. "So how do I have it? I don't come from any special bloodline. My mom." "Your mother," Liam cut in, "never told you anything about her past. Did she?" Aurora froze. He was right. Her mother had always dodged questions about ancestry, family, where she grew up. She always said, "Some things are better forgotten." Aurora stepped back. "You're saying my mom lied to me?" "I'm saying," Liam said carefully, "that she might have been hiding you." Aurora's heart dropped. "Hiding me from what?" Liam opened his mouth, then stiffened. The lights flickered. The floor vibrated softly. A cold presence swept through the room like a shadow passing over the sun. Aurora's entire arm blazed with sudden heat. "Liam!" she gasped, clutching her wrist. The lunar crest flared so brightly it illuminated the entire classroom. Liam lunged toward her but froze mid-step. His eyes widened, shock overtaking every other emotion. "Aurora! Something's awakening in you." She shook her head desperately. "Make it stop. Liam, it burns." He caught her shoulders, grounding her. But the second his skin touched hers, a surge of silver light exploded between them. Liam's wolf reacted instantly, ripping through the surface of his control. His eyes turned pitch black, his canines sharpened, a growl rose deep from his chest, not of anger but instinct. "Aurora, don't move," he growled, voice layered with the wolf. "I can't," she cried, her knees buckling. Liam caught her before she fell. And then they both froze. Because the moment she touched him, the mark on her wrist responded. Threads of silver light stretched from her skin into his, running up his arm like glowing vines. Liam's breath hitched. His wolf went silent. Utterly silent. "Aurora," he whispered, staring at where their skin connected. This is impossible." "What's happening?" she gasped. He looked at her with something close to fear and awe. "This is a bond reaction," he whispered. "Not a normal one. Not a mate bond. Something older. Something sacred." Aurora trembled in his arms. "Liam, please." He cradled her closer, trying to keep her steady as the energy pulsed between them. But deep in his eyes, Aurora saw the truth. He recognized this, that he feared this, that he had read about it somewhere. And whatever it was bigger than both of them. The glowing threads finally faded, but Aurora slumped forward, exhausted. Liam pulled her gently against his chest, holding her like she might vanish if he let go. When she finally caught her breath, she whispered, "Tell me the truth, Liam. No hiding. No protecting me from it. What is this?" Liam inhaled shakily. Then he met her eyes with a truth that shook her to her core. "Aurora, what awakened today, it was never supposed to happen again. The lunar crest only reacts like that when a chosen one," he swallowed hard, "meets the wolf destined to guard her." Aurora's heart stopped. "And that wolf," Liam whispered, voice breaking, "is me." Believed him.